So now Riley and I are going to actually play the game with the materials that we have, and you can get an idea of how it goes. So Riley is red, so she'll go first.
I got 9 and 0, so I'm going to go 9 and 0, well, 9 and 0 tens, so I'm going to put it here and mark it on the number line.
Great. Okay. And I got 6 and 0 tenths. I don't want to make it 0 and 6 tenths because I want to make it the most points that I can get. So I'm going to have 6 and 0 tenths and put that under the 6 box, and then I'll mark it on the number line.
Okay, I got 3 and 9 tenths, which that would round to 4, so I'm going to put it in the 4 box.
And the reason she didn't pick 9 and 3 tenths would be she would have to round that to 9, and that box is already taken.
And I'm going to mark it on the number line.
I'm just gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm gonna take a green, and I got 7, and a purple, and I got 3, and I'm gonna make that 7 and 3 tenths because that rounds to 7, and that's available. So I'll put 7 and 3 tenths, and then I'll mark 7 and 3 tenths on the number line. That's more than halfway to 7 and 5 tenths. So again, when I mark it, I make a dot on the number line. Then if I use these, I need to fold these back up and mix them up.
Okay, I got 5 and 0 tenths, so I'm going to put it in the 5. And I'm going to mark it on the number line.
Okay. And I got 8 and 4 tenths, and that's good because a lot of the high ones were already taken, but 8 is not. So I'll mark it under the 8 box with 8 and 4 tenths, and then if I find it on the number line, I know that it comes right before 8 and 5 tenths.
Okay, okay, so I could have had 7 and 5 tenths, or I could have had 5 and 7 tenths. Unfortunately, both of those boxes are taken up.
So if she had used 8 and 5 tenths, is that what it was? Oh, 7. 7 and 5 tenths, she would have had to round to 8, but the 8 box is already taken. So then she said, okay, I'll make it 5 and 7 tenths, but that rounds to 6, and that's already taken. So she loses a turn. She doesn't get to mark anything down. Lucky for me. Okay, maybe I'll take one of these again. And, oh, I got a 1. And I got a 9. So I would like to make it 9 and 1 tenth, but 9 is already taken. So if I do 1 and 9 tenths, that rounds to 2, and that box is available. So I'll write 1 and 9 tenths in the box underneath 2, and then I'll mark it right before the 2.0 or 2 and 0 tenths on the number line. And then those go back.
All right. All right, I think I'm going to take a paper this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Now remember, you only need either or, the paper or the dice. You don't need both.
I got an 8 and a 5. So, unfortunately, again, both of those boxes are taken up, whether I did 8 and 5 tenths or 5 and 8 tenths.
Did I mention I love to win? Okay. So I got 3 and 8 tenths or 8 and 3 tenths, and I guess I was feeling a little bit too good because both of those boxes, 8 and 3 tenths, which rounds to 8, or 3 and 8 tenths, which rounds to 4, both of those numbers are taken.
All right, let's see. Okay, so I would have liked 9 2/10, but that box is already taken. So I could do 2 and 9. 2 and 9/10.
Because it rounds to
3.
good job.
So I'm gonna mark it on the number line and put it in the 3 box.
Okay, so right now we only have 0, 1, and 10 available. And so my 4 and 5/10 or 5 and 4/10 will not work.
I got 9 and 3/10 or 3 and 9, which those both do not work.
Great. Again, 1 and 5/10 or 5 and 1/10, and both boxes are taken. Now, if this had been less than 5, I could have taken the 1 box, but it's more, and the convention is that we have to round up.
All right, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I got a 7 and a 0, which 0 and 7/10 will work.
Excellent. 0 and 7/10 will round to 1.
Oops. Here you go.
Okay.
My voices.
Okay, so what I'm hoping is I'm going to get a 9 and a 5, 6, 7. Well, I got a 7, but it was 7 and 3/10, which the 7 box is taken. 3 and 7/10, which the 4 box is taken, so I lose my turn.
I got 9 and 4/10, which that box is already taken.
Right, if it had been a 5/10, she could have filled in the 10.
And then 4 and 9/10 is
Also taken.
is also taken.
So again, 9 and 4/10 or 4 and 9/10. We just got the same roll.
7 and 0 or 0 and 7/10 does not work either.
When it gets down to the end, you're really working hard to get those numbers. 1 and 7/10 or 7 and 1/10. Both those boxes are taken.
0 and 8 is taken in. 0 and 8/10 is taken in. 8 and 0/10 is also taken.
Such a shame. I got the 9, which I needed, but it was only 1/10, and I needed to be 5 or above so I could give it a shove up to 10.
I got 4 and 4/10, which is also taken.
I got 5 and 5/10.
I got 7 and 1/10 or 1 and 7/10, also taken.
Again, 9 and 4/10. I need this to be a 5, and it's not working for me.
I got 5 and 5/10.
9 and 2/10.
2 and 7/10 or 7 and 2/10.
9 and 2/10. I really need this one to win.
6 and 1/10 or 1 and 6/10. Oh.
0 and 6/10. If this had been less than 6, if it had been less than 5, I could have filled in the 0 box and gotten some points, but it didn't work out for me this time.
7 and 2/10 or 2 and 7/10.
9 and 2/10 yet again. I'm feeling bitter.
0 and 7/10 or 7 and 0/10.
1 and 4/10. The end of the game goes on like this,
3 and
unfortunately.
4/10 or 4 and 3/10.
8 and 5/10, 5 and 8/10.
0 and 9/10 or 9 and 0/10.
9 and 2/10 again. I think that that's probably the 5th time that I've rolled that combination.
All right, we're gonna really 8 and 2/10 or 2 and 8/10.
1 and 5/10 or 5 and 1/10.
8 and 2/10 or 2 and 8/10.
Same.
2 and 7/10 or 7 and 2/10.
All right, we got to change our luck here,
Yeah.
so I think I'm going to go for the sheets of paper maybe. Okay, I got a 0. That's a good sign. Now, what do you think I want this number to be? We don't have 10, so I can't do that because 10 and 0/10 I would fill in that box. But the only choice I have is to fill in the 0. Now, this is good. Think to yourself, what do I need this to be in order for me to be able to round that whole number to 0? And the answer is 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0. And it's a 4. So 0 and 4/10 it is. And I get to fill in the 0 with my pen. And then find it on the number line right before 5/10.
All right, now I'm hoping for
Okay.
something that can round to 10 or is 10.
Well, we don't have
Oh,
a
right,
10.
We don't
So it
have a
has
10.
to be
So
a
it's
9 with something else.
I got a 9. That's good.
That's good.
All right. Let's see. Okay. 9 and 3.
So 9 and 3/10. It didn't
9 and
work for her.
3/10 won't work.
Okay. Oh no, that's not fair. I'll just do this. I know that that was a 9. Nope, that didn't work either.
All right, I'm gonna go for this again. Oh,
Ah,
oops. And I'm really gonna mix it. Okay, I guess this
Really?
one.
Because I saw yours and I just wanted to pick it right from the start.
I got a 4, so oh, that's not gonna work.
It's
anyway.
not going to work because we know that these
Alright.
don't have 9s in them. It's only the green.
Watch me get. Okay, I got a 3. So 3 and 4/10 or 4 and 3/10. Do you want the dice or?
I think I'll do this one more time.
All right.
6.
All right. So
Do you think I could? No. Okay.
Alright, so
6,
you
and we
put
know
it
that
to
this isn't
9.
going to work because there's no 9s in this one. So
Yep.
0 and 6/10, 6 and 0/10.
All right.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm gonna pick from here again because we've been having better luck. All right. I got a 6. It's not gonna work, but 6 and 1/10, 6 and 1/10, or 1 and 6/10. Oh, there's one over here.
I'm going to roll. Come on. 8 and 0/10.
I'll try rolling, I guess. 0 and 9/10 or 9 and 0/10.
So
4,
now,
5.
so this is an important one because it's worth a lot of points. It's worth the most points on the sheet.
All right, I'm gonna try picking from the bowls again, and I'm gonna fold. Picking this one. It's a 1. Not gonna work. 1 and 2/10 or 2 and 1/10. Or is that a 4? It's a 4.
It's a 4.
I keep on thinking the 4s are 1s. Do you want the dice or?
Sure.
All right.
5 and 5/10.
You were so close to getting a 9. 3 and 7/10 or 7 and 3/10.
Yep, this is just, we're just going to roll. We need a 9 and something above 5.
7 and 5/10 or 5 and 7/10.
But let me tell you why this is so difficult to do. Because this is the only dice that has a 9 on it. And if we look at the other dice, the numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's only one number we can use, and that's 5. So you have to be very lucky to get this. At some point, you might just want to say, okay, let's stop the game there and let's add up what we have. But we'll try 2 more rounds, and then if we don't get it,
All right.
which I didn't, 7 and 1.
8 and 1.
Okay, last one for me. 6 and 4.
7 and 5.
Okay.
All right.
So what we're going to do is just cross out 10 and say nobody got it. Now, if we look at these numbers, who do you think won? Do you think red won or do you think blue won? Doing quick estimations. What do you think, Riley?
I'm trying to look in the back here. I think you might have won. I can't really tell.
Well, I think maybe because of these, you got the highest,
Yeah.
but maybe because of the cluster of these
Yeah,
for the
those
next
3.
ones, I might have. So why don't you go and add yours up, add all the red ones up.
Oh God, okay, that should be 25, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then you shouldn't do that, but I'm already just gonna do that.
That's okay. They know all about lining up those decimal points.
All right, so then I have 7.5 out of these, 7 and 5 tenths out of these 3 numbers. So I'll add the 5 and the 9. 5. That's 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. All right, I have 20. Oh God. 21 and 5 tenths as my
So
final
you can put
answer.
that in your total. And notice when she added them up, she used the standard algorithm and she rounded and she added just a few at a time. She'd be less likely to make mistakes, but if you can see that decimal point is lined up and therefore the place values are lined up. And so I'll start, and I had 0 and 4 tenths and 1 and 9 tenths and 6 and 0 tenths. Again, I'm taking just a few at a time to add up, and that gives me 8 and 3 tenths, and then I'm going to add 7 and 3 tenths and 8 and 4 tenths, and so 4 and 3 is 7, and that would be 10, carry the 1, and that would be 16, 17, 24.
Yep.
And so my total is 24 and 0 tenths, and so therefore
She has won.
I'm the winner.